Eyewitness News. This is the Tarbox Toyota Hyundai Friday Night Football Wrap.
Welcome to a playoff version of the high school football wrap with Mark Dondero. I'm Yianni, Kourakis, our final Friday night high school football wrap, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. 7 playoff games on the docket tonight.
We love the playoffs, Yianni. Last 4 years, Hendricken won the D1 state championship. Will this year be the same? LaSalle, the #1 seed after knocking off Hendricken earlier in the year. They're hosting Cranston East tonight. LaSalle hosting the Bolts. The trip to the D1 Super Bowl on the line. LaSalle was down 7-zip at halftime. Not much action. But the Bolts, they gave this up. On a 3rd down, LaSalle had to have it. Jace Pena connecting with Elijah McLean. Touchdown. Rams were tied at 7. Cranston East trying to answer, but no. Nick Baricchioni has other ideas, and you're watching them unfold right there. It's a pick 6, 14-7 LaSalle. 4th quarter now, Bolts had to do something, and they did. Pump fake from John Anderson, and he's got an open Michael Castillo for a big gain. Castillo jacked up. He starts high-stepping. Look at him. But on a 3rd and 2, this isn't good. Anderson can't handle the snap. It's a big loss. That would bring up 4th down. The Bolts couldn't convert there, and LaSalle, they go on to win 14-7. They're going to the Super Bowl.
I mean, we've been doing this most of the year. You know, most of our games this year, we've been down at halftime, and that's a tribute to our kids. They don't panic. You know, they didn't point fingers at anybody. They just knew we weren't playing our best, brand of football. And we came out in the second half, and we said, we got to score some points somehow, some way. And we told the defense, who played a fantastic game, look, you got to make something happen, whether it's a turnover, whether it's a pick. And Nick Vecchione came up huge with the pick 6, and that was the difference.
Jeff Marcone there looked pretty warm in that jacket.
I don't know how he could, sure.
Hendricken was the 2 seed entering the playoffs, their lone loss to LaSalle. They wanted to see the Rams again, but first they would have to beat Portsmouth. The Hawks won 14-0 the last time these two played earlier in the year. Portsmouth with their hands full in Warwick, trying to knock off the 4-time defending state champs. And they hung with the Hawks through 3 quarters, but the green and gold eventually broke through. John Topa, the QB, sneak out the goal line. That puts the home team up 19-7 a little while later. Topa hands it off to Matthew Ditondo. He slipped through the line, 16-yard touchdown. Then how about some defense, Mark? Deep ball down the sideline. Our man Lee Moses intercepts it, and he's heading the other way. Tiptoeing down the sideline. Moves he'll take to UMass Amherst next year. That return good for 55 yards, setting up the Hawks nicely. Moses finishes off the Patriots, getting in for the score. Hawks win 32-21, advancing to yet another Super Bowl.
They're a great group. I mean, they're passionate. They work hard. I'm happy for them. I'm proud of them. We had some setbacks a few weeks ago in the regular season, but they came to play tonight.
Every time you step on the field, every time you wear this jersey, you represent not just the football team, but you represent guys that's played in the past and stuff like that. So we're just happy to just be going back to the same place we were last year.
So there it is, LaSalle Hendricken for all the marbles. Super Bowl, probably how everyone envisioned it, though.
It's going to be awesome, and you know that Hendricken will be gunning for LaSalle. They'd be gunning for anyone in the Super Bowl, but after losing earlier in the year, absolutely. Now, both the #1 seeds went down in Division 2 last week.
Yep.
Okay, one of those was Johnston upsetting undefeated St. Ray's. Panthers visiting Moses Brown tonight. Johnston, and Moses Brown getting together at Brown U. Johnston strikes first. 3rd down, Mike Caparco makes a big throw early down the sideline. That would be good for the 1st down. And that would set up this. Curtis Matthew for 6. Right up the gut there. 7-zip Panthers, but we know the Quakers can score points. Adam Romano to Roberto Valentini. Valentini, nice Welker-esque kind of moves before getting crunched. And then actually, Moses Brown had a touchdown call back on a penalty. Romano looking deep for Tom Chase. Nice pitch and catch, Moses Brown. They go on to win 41-14, punching their ticket to the D2 Super Bowl.
Who will they play? Shea hosting Coventry in the other D2 semi-second quarter. Shea up 17-14. Raiders' Chris Duarte goes deep down the sideline, but great defensive play by Darnell Fenwick to break it up. Shea would get down into the red zone. Duarte to Anthony Almeida. Watch him keep both feet in for the score. Nicely done. 21-14 Raiders. 3rd quarter, Chris Duarte hands it off to Yannick Duarte. Those two must be related.
Must be.
21-14 Shea. They go on to win 41-14. How about a Gatorade bath in 28-degree weather?
We rely on the defense, and they did a hell of a job, and so proud of them. proud they stuck as a team. There's not one individual on the team. It's a true team effort. Proud of the kids. It's all about them. They just couldn't be happier for them.
Man, I mean, like, we did it as a team. We stuck together. They scored a couple times, 14. I mean, we just kept it together. I don't know. I can't even say anything, man. We just did it as a team.
The Tarbox Toyota Hyundai Friday Night Football Wrap continues.
All right, welcome back to the show. Yianni, Kourakis, Mark Dondero. Division III, Middletown came in as an undefeated top seed, looking for their third state title in the last 5 years.
Yeah, and wasting no time in this one. This is Jeremy Jackson fielding the opening kickoff from his own 22-yard line. He's got some room down the sideline, and he is gone 78 yards to the house. Islanders not messing around tonight, Mark. Moments later, Middletown with the play-action pass. Jacob Francis finds Michael Garvey in traffic, hauls in the 12-yard score to make it 14-0 Middletown. Second quarter at the goal line, Francis puts his head down, dives in for the touchdown. This one never in doubt. Igor Maipira bounces through the line and into the end zone. Middletown dominant with the 35-0 victory. They're heading to the ship.
Okay, so let's see who will join them. Second seed East Greenwich hosting Classical, looking to punch their ticket to the bowl. And this one was tight early. Avengers driving. Consider this drive over. Claudius Cooper with the INT, but EG not to be outdone. Purple going for it on a 4th down. Bobbled snap. Egan Reale and Jared Mayman. Make sure that goes nowhere. Turnover on downs. Turns into points for the Avengers. Nick Andriozzi calling his own number. Call it. There he goes. Stiff arm, yeah. And that's a big gain. First down. A little later, Nick rolling out. Very mobile. But here he's looking and finding Dylan White. Dylan, he has 6 on his mind. EG rolls over Classical 40-0. They'll face Middletown for that D3 crown. So just one game in Division IV tonight. We'll get to tomorrow's matchup with North Smithfield and Burrillville in just a bit when we talk to one of the good friends of our show, Wes Pennington.
He's a good friend. First, the highlights tonight from Situate and Smithfield. D4 playoffs. First home game ever for Smithfield. Can you believe that? Scoreless first quarter. Spartans inside the 10-yard line. They'll go for it on 4th down, but the Sentinels D comes up with a big stop. They bring out the chain gang, but that is well short of the first down marker. Second quarter, Sentinels kicking the field goal. Or are they? Here's the fake. QB Nate Prezioso on the snap. Flips it to Dominic Polsino for the touchdown. Game's first score. He's all jacked up with weight. Holding on the play. A lot of that tonight. So Smithfield goes for it on 4th. Prezioso can't connect with the receiver, and it remains a scoreless game. End of the half. Situate driving. Michael Winfield going deep, but it's his counterpart, Nate Prezioso, the QB, coming up with an interception. That would lead to a field goal, but Situate would storm back to win 21-14 the final. So 7 games in the books tonight. The one game on Saturday, North Smithfield and Burrillville. The head coach of North Smithfield joins us now, Wes Pennington. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Before we talk about the matchup with Burrillville, 5 years in a row now that you guys get into the playoffs. What does that say about your program?
Well, I hope it says that we're moving in the right direction. We've managed to turn the program around in its ability to compete. So I think that's helped us, become confident in winning football games.
And you're not just happy getting to the playoffs. You'd like to move on. Burrillville, undefeated team this year. They beat you guys earlier in the season. What do you see in the matchup that maybe this time is your time with going against Burrillville?
Well, I'm hoping that we can play with less mistakes.
Okay.
With more enthusiasm. It's a playoff game. And hopefully things will fall our way. We'll see what happens. Got to play the football game.
You guys have an early kickoff tomorrow morning, 10:30. Any different preparation-wise playing on a Saturday versus the Friday night lights?
Tell the kids to get home, get some sleep.
Yep.
They got an early morning tomorrow.
And finally, I want to ask you about this new setup now where the playoffs are on a Friday and not the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. As a head coach, what is your view on kind of the change in the setup this year?
I kind of actually like it in that we don't have that week off where you're preparing for a Thanksgiving Day game and a playoff game.
Sure.
So it's good that you continue to play. So I like it.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.